Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, March 11, 2025. Today is a special day. Today is my birthday, but as promised, I will definitely put out this recap for you guys. So let's get into this episode because this episode is like they made it for me because I really enjoyed this episode today. So we start off with what happened yesterday with Ava, Mother Rachel, and Kristen, the whole aftermath and Brady coming in. So Ava tells Brady that, Rachel tried to kill her and, she almost killed her, she cut her. So Brady's like, are you hurt? Are you hurt? And she said, like, I'm pressing charges. I'm calling the police. So Kristen rushes up and says, don't call the police. Remember, you would, be putting us all in danger and Rachel and all of that. So, Kristen is just trying to paint her mom as this victim, and Ava is not buying that because Ava said, she's no victim here. She tried to kill her. I've been through so much. I'm the victim here, and I'm tired of this. So anyways, Kristen whisked her out of the room, and now Ava is saying, Brady, you let her get away. Like, what is going on, right? So Brady's saying, Ava, you know that I can't do nothing about it. My hands are tied and, I have to look out for my daughter and I don't want to lose my daughter if you go through that. You know that you can't go through that. And Ava is trying to see it at a different angle and say, maybe I can just talk about Rachel and what she did and not really, implicate Rachel and little Rachel into this. So Brady's saying we don't know what that woman might do if her back is against the wall. Maybe she will turn on her own granddaughter and say that, Rachel was the one who lured you to her place and she was just helping out Rachel. And you know how CPS is and I can't afford to take that risk. So Ava is saying, I don't think this is going to work out. I got to protect myself. Like, what if you come back and finish the job? Like, I need somebody who's going to be protecting me, like making me a priority. And Brady is saying, he does care for her a lot and he's going to do his best to protect her. And she doesn't trust him. So, she said it's best to leave. You have a lot going on with your dad. And, I got to figure out my next move and how to protect myself, right? So Brady said, I know we've just been dating for a short time, but I really don't want to lose you and all that. So he leaves and she closes the door. And I'm saying, Ava, do what you have to do to protect yourself. Like, the lady almost killed you. Screw them. Screw all of them. Screw Brady. Everybody. Like, who cares? Because at the end of the day, like, you're putting your life at risk. And it's not like you and Brady were long-term married, whatever it is. Like, he is not doing enough to protect you. And I get that he has to protect his daughter. But, like, if he's serious about you and he's invested in you, he should do whatever it takes to protect you from Rachel. Like, this is not cool. And this is where Tate gets this whininess and, problem from. Like, Brady is no prize, and Ava just needs to keep it moving, honestly, if he's gonna be like that. Like, the bitter baby mama, the two bitter baby mamas, the trauma in himself as well. He's just a lot of baggage, and Ava's a lot of baggage, but come on, like, this is a lot to put up with. So back to Casa de Mera, right? So Rafe and Jada, they of course trespass EJ's place again together, and they're saying they're gonna find the proof on EJ is the one who caused Arnold to be here, and Ray said we're gonna find the proof. I remember seeing Arnold here before I got abducted by you, and we're gonna prove that you did it, and you're gonna go down for this time. So EJ said for the last time Arnold is dead. So Jada is saying that Gabby run some tests against her, and the DNA and it didn't prove to be Rafe's. It's actually Arnold. So AJ is trying to make a case that it could be somebody else, and they're arguing otherwise. But they said they're gonna find evidence, and EJ is saying, you guys go do what you need to do to get out of my house before I have security throw you out. So anyways, Rafe said, I would like for you to do that, right? So anyways, EJ makes this comment about Rafe needing to go back to the hospital, get a psychiatric evaluation, which I found very funny. So Jada said, come on, Rafe, let's go, right? So again, EJ, you should press charges against the people for assault and for trespassing. Like, you are definitely deserve your comeuppance, but for these people to just keep bombarding and coming in and waving a gun at you, assaulting you, and you don't have a goon, you don't have no men, henchmen. You have Rita, but like, what else can she do apart from just, injecting people? Like, you need some serious security team. Like, all this money, you don't have that. This is a big gripe for me, guys. I'm sorry. So Kristen comes back with her mom, to the place, to the Mirror Mansion. And EJ said, "Oh, you found your runaway mom?" And she said, "Yeah, just where I suspected." So she tells her mom to lay down because at this point she's feeling lightheaded. So, she tells EJ what happened, that she found her over Ava and she was wielding a knife at her, almost trying to kill her. So EJ is saying, did she succeed? And she said no. And, at this point, we don't know if Ava's gonna call the police on us, on her mom, so she's worried, right? So anyways, Rachel says that she is hungry, and Kristen offers to go, talk to the chef and all that to arrange something for her. So she tells EJ to watch over, and EJ sits down and said, EJ said to her, like, as much as I don't like Ava, like, you can't go around doing that, you're gonna cause problems that will land you back in jail, and Kristen can't save it this time. She said, I have faith in my daughter, and even if she couldn't do it, then I would bank on you. And he said, excuse me? So she said, remember, I have leverage over you. Like, I know what you did to that man upstairs, and I could tell anybody who's willing to listen that, that's gonna, land you where I'm going, right? So he said, if you don't go sit yourself down, you miserable old cow, and all of that. So at this point, Kristen comes in. Kristen said, let's have the meal upstairs, right? So they're looking back at each other, and EJ goes to the safe to get a syringe. I don't know if it's the same memory loss syringe, but he's saying that the reunion between Kristen and her mom is over. I don't know what EJ is up to, but he's getting more and more deranged. So Paulina and Belle are talking about the case on Arnold Vinegar, and of course Belle is busy, distracted in the phone, and Paulina saying, am I boring you? So she said, no, it's just that I'm checking in on the messages with my mom and my family about my dad. So Paulina is sorry to hear that. She said, if you really need to get to your family, like, we can wrap this up and talk another time. So she said, no, I need to get busy, right? So they're talking, and then Gabby comes over, and Gabby said, are you guys really doing anything like to make sure that my brother gets the justice he deserves? So anyway, she comes over storming as usual, hot-headed, and she said, EJ needs to go down, EJ needs to go to prison. And Belle is saying that we want that. As much as we want that to happen, I don't have any evidence on him, like there's nothing pointing to him at this point. And Gabby saying, how can you even be objective? Like, you're screwing him, you're sleeping with him. So Paulina said, the last time I checked, Belle said at the bachelor party for Jada that she's not messing with him, she regrets it. And Gabby said, I did remember that too, and I said the same thing, but apparently Belle went back for a second time, and because of that is clouding her judgment and all that. So Paulina said, is that true? And Belle said, no, nothing like that. And at first, and then Gabby saying, I heard it from Jada that you were still sleeping around with him. So Belle said, well, Jada likes to gamble, huh? So anyways, that's my personal life. That's nothing to do with my professional life. So Paulina said, is this true? So she said, yes. But once I heard about his involvement in Ava's kidnapping, I cut things off with him. So Gabby's not trying to hear that. Gabby's just saying that, how can we even believe that she will get the job done if she's saying that he did it? Like, I don't want to hear he did it. So, Paulina is saying, maybe you need to be recused from the case and make your ADAs work on the case, or special prosecutors. So Gabby's saying, now you're talking. So Belle is adamant that she can do her job and she can do it professionally, and that the ADAs, even though they're experienced, they're not as experienced as her. She knows EJ's weak points, and she knows how to get to him, because he's also a skilled attorney and all that, right? So that make Paulina think a lot more about that. So Gabby saying, maybe you guys were just trying to see how to help EJ. You weren't trying to help my brother. And, she just walks up and she's like, I got to take justice in my own hands, because at this point, you guys are not doing anything, right? So she storms off after she basically shames Belle and all of that, and shames Paulina. She's saying that Paulina her daughter is a demerit, so maybe that's why she's doing that. And Pauline said that's nothing of the sort. Like, Johnny is against what EJ might have done. He said that if he had done it a second time, it would be really worse for him, right? So anyways, Gabby don't want to hear that. She started him off as usual. And Paulina said that she has another meeting to go. And Belle says, does that mean I'm still on the case? So she says, for now. But if I hear that, you're helping him in any way, or you're going soft on him, like, you are off the case and you're out of a job, actually, right? So Belle was alone, and Belle is saying, like, she's thinking about the time she had with EJ. She said, I'm not going for a third time. Like, if I find out that you are involved in this, like, I'm going to be the one to nail you to the cross, right? So Sean and JJ are talking. Sean is going over the case for Arnold Vinegar. And, they're just discussing notes and how, he just feels bad about what happened to Jada and what she's went through, thinking that the man that she was with all this time is a fiance and how she's been treated. And he was just really overly passionate about it. And JJ saying to him that, I get that and we're all affected by that and we feel bad for Jada and all of that, but it seems as if you're more passionate, you have something, something deeper than that, right? So he said, what, it's none of my business. So Sean says, you're right. Even though it's not your business, I still want to, level with you. So I actually slept with Jada. And he's like, how that happened? He said, forget it. Like, it's not my business. So Sean said, no, it's fine. Like, Jada thought that things were over and that your fiance, who she thought was Rafe, slept with a stripper the night before the wedding. So she just, that's how things happen between us. So JJ understood, how things could lead to that, and, they feel bad about it now, and, Sean is saying Rafe is like a friend to him, and Jada is their boss, and, it's just all messy now. So JJ said, do you think Jada is gonna tell Rafe about it? So he said he does not have any clue, what she's gonna do. Because JJ understands that if they had known that Rafe was really around, that this would not have happened. And Sean also said that, like, Rafe, I guess he said, is like a friend to him, so he would not have crossed those boundaries, right? So speaking of Jada and Rafe, they come home and they sit down to have a talk. So Rafe is asking Jada point blank if Arnold and her were intimate at any time, and Jada said no, we barely saw each other, we didn't share a room, we were not intimate. However, he did kiss me a few times, and that was that. So Rafe said, I believe you, and I'm glad that it didn't escalate to anything further. Like, the thought of another man having his hands over you, it just, doesn't sit right with me. So Jada was at this point gonna say something else, but she ended up using that whole thing about Arnold kissing her a few times. Like, I'm saying, Bray said that he would understand, right? He said he would understand if Jada went to that measure, given that she didn't know that it was not Rafe, right? He would have understood. And she lies to him, and she doesn't tell him that she actually slept with Sean that one time. Like, now she's holding that, from him. So when that gets found out, like, now another great couple is torn apart. And I really like Jada and Rafe together. Like, I think that she's really good for him, and they bring out the best in each other and the chemistry. And this whole thing kind of mess up. But I would say Jada could have really right the wrong right there, because Rafe could not hold that against her. Like, she didn't know. She did not know. So I don't know why Jada is keeping this lie from him. Like why would you do that? Keeping the truth from him. Like, why? So anyway, she said that she's gonna make him a meal and he should go in the shower and all of that, right? It just rolls my head at this point. So Gabby comes into the office, storming in to see JJ, and she's saying that, the DA and the mayor is not going to help me with my brother. Like, you're the only one I can lean on to, bring EJ to justice and all of that, right? Yeah, moving on, because at this point, I'm just tired to see Gabby at this point. She is very hot-headed, she's very impulsive, and it's going to, mess up things. I forgot to mention that JJ actually, when he came into the office to talk to Sean, he did say that we need to really bring EJ down, because Gabby is at this point trying to do vigilante justice, take it in her own hands. She held a gun at EJ and all that, and He wants this to be solved pronto. So Sean comes over to Rafe's place, knocks the door, and Jada opens it, and he's saying, can we talk? Is Rafe still in the hospital? So Rafe said, no, I'm out. So Sean is like, hey, how are you feeling? So he said, I'm feeling great. So what do you want to talk to Jada about? So Sean makes up a lie about how, him and JJ are doing their best to make sure that EJ pays what he did to him. And that was really that, right? This is gonna be so messy when it all comes out, because Rafe is saying that the truth is now all out between him and Jada is just there, is nervously smiling, and I'm saying, Jada, you could have easily well tell him the truth. Like, he's a big boy, you could have handled that, but now you just made it 10 times more messier than the Arnold Rafe switch, honestly. But that is it, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. Comment below your thoughts on today's episode. I will see you guys tomorrow.